Mississippi speed record, an epic adventure behind the scenes. This is the story behind the story. Filming a record-breaking journey down the Mississippi River isn't just about capturing the adventure. It's about keeping up with it. And when that adventure runs 24 hours a day for over 16 days straight, the challenge isn't just theirs, it's ours too. A two-person crew, limited resources, no second takes, no timeouts, just the river, the racers, the support crew, and the relentless pursuit of the record.
Guys, I'm getting all this on my GoPro on my head.
Nice.
At least I, if it's still on, that
hey,
is.
Paul, want to watch me whack this GoPro off his head?
Almost immediately, we lost a camera. We had mounted a 360 GoPro Max on the front of the canoe, but it got ripped off by a low-hanging branch. To the paddlers' credit, they made an effort to look for it, even though time was incredibly tight, but it was a lost cause. We had intended to tether the GoPro to the boat with the string, but missed the opportunity in the rush to launch. The headwaters presented a unique challenge because it's so remote. There's not much road access to the river, and the river is too small for any kind of chase boat. When we filmed Graybeard, we followed him in our own canoe through the headwaters. With MSR, keeping up would have been impossible.
Just float right by Frank. He can drop it in. He can drop it in.
What do you got there?
Yeah, just set him right in front of me. Just set him right in front of me. Thank you.
Yep, Frank, Perpetuum. I need my Perpetuum sometime.
Coffee pot. Maybe.
Guys, thank you. Thank you.
And Perpetuum and Bailers. Bailers and coffee pots.
So we were limited to filming from land wherever we could access the river, usually near bridges. We relied on Scott to capture footage with his GoPro and the canoe, and he came through with some fantastic shots from that section.
We've been chasing these guys all day. Every time that the road crosses the river, or I guess the river goes under the road, we meet them. And we're almost to Bemidji already, which was, I think, day 3 when we were following Graybeard, and they're only about half a day into their trip.
Hey, that one's bouncing.
Comfortably, I guess they.
The guys made it to Bemidji, marking the end of the headwaters, and the first major pit stop of the journey. Here, the support crew outfits the canoe for the long road ahead. Alex swaps out the mics in the boat, and we captured the full intensity of the moment.
Yeah. We ordered a new one. It should come in.
Yes. Not on the inside.
Yeah.
I'm about to cook my feet with my Arctic muck boots.
Mock boots. Wally, how are you feeling right now?
I'm doing good, doing real good. This was really fun paddle. I enjoyed the headwaters a lot. Man, it was so much fun.
And that's how it's done. They're out of here in and out in 13 minutes, switched their boat, got some change of clothes, got some food in their tummies, used the potty, and now they're out.
We've just been going non-stop since the guys started at 6 a.m. It's about 7 p.m. right now. And the car has just been getting progressively more and more cluttered and less organized. And when you have a tiny car like we do, that doesn't work. So we're taking a break to reorganize everything. Trying to keep all the batteries charged. That's always a constant challenge. Trying to figure out what cards need to be imported. So we're just trying to figure out how to manage everything on the fly without letting everything deteriorate too quickly, which is kind of what happened today. Everything got really unorganized and messy, and that's how you lose things. That's how stuff gets broke. We're getting prepared to go across Lake Winnie, which is the biggest lake on the Mississippi River, the biggest challenge that the guys have up ahead of them, and they're going to be crossing it at probably midnight tonight.
Lake Winnie was a huge milestone for both the paddlers and us filming. The ice had melted just in time, and the conditions were perfect. It was go time, even though they'd be passing through in the middle of the night. To ensure safety, Scott's friend Wookie volunteered to shadow them across the lake, which also allowed us to film from his boat. Knowing we'd be filming in complete darkness, we brought along some battery-powered LED lights. As we waited for the canoe to arrive, we were in the middle of the lake, surrounded by a moonless sky. The stars were stunning, and loons were calling out in the distance. The water was so still that the stars reflected off its surface. It was one of those rare, surreal moments that seem to happen when we're filming projects like this.
It is the middle of the night. We're in the middle of Lake Winnie, and the canoers just entered the lake, so we're going to find them now.
This isn't exactly a normal activity. No, this is
You are correct there.
Who wants to be normal anyway?
yeah, right.
How powerful that thing is.
All clear.
Fly away or?
So I think the last time we talked was just before Lake Winnie. We went out there at about 1 in the morning and followed the guys across the lake, and it was just awesome out there. I think we got some cool shots. We haven't reviewed it yet, so I'm not sure, but I think it was pretty cool. Near the end, once they got near the end of the lake, the wind started picking up. It got pretty cold. The waves picked up a little bit, and I guess they actually had some waves breach their boat, so they were taking on water. So it got a little intense for them. Then they made it to the end of the lake. They had to portage across the road and over the dam. So we followed them there, and by that time the sun was coming up. So there was a nice sunrise glow while they were doing the portage. And then I had stayed up for over 24 hours. Amy had stayed up for who knows how long at that point, 40 hours. She didn't sleep much the night before. So we were totally exhausted, and we headed to a river angel's house that we met during the Graybeard project last year. The Brahmin Shankles. These people are just wonderful and so generous with their house. And they offered us a place to stay. They even made a bunkhouse for paddlers. Didn't make it there until 7 or 8 a.m. I think. And then we crashed for a few hours. They made us breakfast, and then we went back out to the river.
Day 2. Lake Winnibigoshish done. I'm going down to sleep for the first time.
Well, I just had my first sleep since we launched, and it was short, but it was rejuvenating. And I took some ibuprofen, and my shoulders are killing me, but on the one hand, on the other hand, they're fine. They're just fine. And Paul and Wally are just holding it steady, just the two of them, while Judd and I try to recuperate, and then we're going to let them do that too. We met support crew at Winnibigoshish, but they didn't have food because we got there so fast. So we're gonna get food at the county, some kind of ramp up here where the Leech Lake River comes in. Excited to see that. Hey Wally, we're in the stern. We're on day 2, right?
Yes, we are.
We just
flipped over the odometer to day 2.
And how much of a lead do we have right now? I mean, approximately.
4 hours.
4 hours, and we're what, 28, 29 hours in, something like that?
Yeah.
Or not even that much, right? We're like 25, 26 hours in?
Right. So it's 7:32.
Boy, if we could build in 4 hours every day, that would be pretty sweet.
The team got off to a blazing start, far ahead of schedule, with the river carrying them forward with surprising ease. But adrenaline can only carry you so far. In episode 4, that well runs dry, and the crushing weight of exhaustion begins to take hold. Mississippi Speed Record, an epic adventure behind the scenes.
Bye.